Hello, I'm Professor Daine. I attended the Hustings for candidates seeking your vote on May the 2nd, for the Torbay, Tomo ward. I have not critiqued the 5 candidates who didn't attend. Here's what I thought. I have tried to be fair and balanced, but pretty tough too. Robert Excel, now an independent, knows the town hall, inside out. As a Tory, he was respected for being hard-working. He has walked away from his bitterly divided party. Robert has taken the gamble of a leading role in a new independent group. However, will Robert's traditional Tory supporters, who have kept him in power for years, remain loyal, or will they punish him for having jumped ship? Might other voters simply conclude that he's just a Tory in disguise, taking shelter from the Civil War, by wearing sheep's clothing for a bit? Mandy Darling is a Liberal Democrat, first elected 4 years ago. She has shown compassion for local communities and has stood up for the welfare of disadvantaged individuals. She has challenged the growing poverty. Mandy appeared lackluster today and didn't have the oomph to inspire voters. The Liberal Democrats are also a pro-remaining in the EU party, despite the Democratic vote to leave, of 2016. They are trying to secure seats in an area that choose to leave the EU by a big margin. Could they lose votes over a national issue? John Doherty pleasantly surprised me. I think I picked up on a lot of negative press about him, and rumours that he has far-right views, but he seemed genuine to me, and didn't try to parade that hypocritical mask of compassionate conservatism, as so many do, at election times. I have no doubt that he cares passionately for his own business community, fair play to him, but Tomohan is much bigger than just the high street, and John doesn't seem to have recognized the importance of understanding the complex and unique social dynamics of the residential areas, the principle of containment, adopted in Torbay by consecutive right-wing administrations, despite denial by the council, that his ideology has been used to isolate poverty in pockets around the town centres. Unfortunately, he demonstrated an oversimplified view of job creation and addressing the social situations. Lynn Stone, the independent with the face of so many Tomohan residents. She may look battered and windswept by the rigours of her own life, living in a deprived part of the ward, where vulnerable and challenging people get abandoned, and Lynn looks after them. There is nothing so great as empathy when it comes to helping others. She is clearly passionate, but are the hallowed halls of Toki power ready for her, and is she ready for them? Cordelia Law is a Liberal Democrat that gave the best performance. She is no pushover and took the council to task to save Kerry Green. She helped overturn a planning agreement for an ugly towered block on the harbour and has a lot of public support. Cordelia happens to be a GP's wife, and therefore seemed to have a privileged and middle-class standard of living. Will some local people feel a natural disconnect between Cordelia's apparent privileged lifestyle and their own poverty and deprivation? This Tory fella campaigns under the pseudonym Lucius Gray. Could that be after Lucius Street, I wonder? Lucius, who some referred to as Darrell among themselves, is most definitely not like your stereotypical middle-aged Tory with a business in the town and a grey suit. The Tories must be delighted to parade a fresh young face amid their decaying political party. He was smartly dressed and could easily qualify as a poster boy for the party. However, I soon observed that Lucius emanated an angry or even thuggish persona as his mask slipped on occasions. He went on to say how he wants to help homeless people in the town, if he gets elected, and didn't seem to recognize how the party he supports, that offers tax breaks for the rich and persecutes the poor, is responsible for so many people ending up on the streets. He has already grabbed the attention of the Daily Mail, who reported his involvement in a rumpus where he lives. It was about parking and antisocial behavior linked to a housewarming party he hosted. The neighbors weren't happy because the party went on to the early hours. He blamed his neighbors of trying to play party politics, in an attempt to mess up his chances of winning this election. Can you imagine the dramas, publicity and media circus that would unfold if he got elected? Nick Pentney was elected as a Liberal Democrat at a by-election in 2016. Nick communicated well at the meeting. He spoke about the inspiration of his late mother, who was herself a local Liberal Democrat councillor. He is capable and grounded, but faced criticism for not being around very much during his 3-year term of office. He was reported to be involved with bigger Liberal Democrat Party affairs. So, is being a simple, hands-on, ward councillor really up Nick's own street? He's an intelligent man who may well have bigger fish to fry and political aspirations. Last, and by no means least, we come to Mr. Roger Heath. Clearly, the front man of this Tory team, he's had a job as a solicitor and senior management in the past, so will have earned his stripes among the Conservative ranks. Like most Tories, Roger is against licensing landlords in Torbay, and makes it clear that he condones the party of a few rich landlords, and not the many struggling tenants. He described Torbay as being like the communist state of Albania, but it's Roger's very own Tory party that has brought our town to its knees. I simply didn't buy the idea that Roger would do things any different to the old guard. In my assessment, if you vote Roger, you will vote more of the same. And we don't want that now, do we? On the next screen I have awarded the candidates my scores and would like to thank them for attending a very well-run meeting by the Tor and Upton Community Partnership. I can tell you that our own candidate, Virginia Keys, has been suspended, pending further investigations by the Labour Party, over allegations of anti-Semitism. As far as Paint the Bay Red is concerned, Mrs. Keys has not been found guilty of these claims and her name will remain on the ballot paper. Mrs. Keys is a highly regarded member of her local community and deserves to be elected. Those that know her personally are shocked by what has happened. We all know how sensitive and controversial the matter of anti-Semitism has become in our country, and no one blames Labour for taking stern action. Mrs. Keys will still get my vote, because I believe in the principle of a person being innocent until they are proven guilty. If by chance Mrs. Keys is found to be peddling anti-Semitism, then she must be removed from the party, along with any position she holds, and a replacement found. However, if she is innocent, the whole matter should be forgotten and wiped from the slate. If she has been deliberately set up by people seeking to undermine our democracy, our party and leader, then they too will have failed miserably. I will be back when I have some more analysis to share.